So you know yourself, I've talked about this many, many times, and I'm very passionate about it, and I think every person should be very passionate about it, because it is nice to live in a clean environment, uh, as we've seen in Birmingham recently on the bin strikes in Birmingham. Rubbish brings out rats, brings out disease. It can cause diseases. So it's good to have a nice, clean environment for children, for visitors, tourists that come to your city or town, and to say it's a really nice, clean, and spotless place. And it's a lovely area to walk without any needles and stuff. But unfortunately, in Ireland nowadays, that's few and far between, unfortunately. So, but we can see this is a survey done. It's done every year, or about 2 times a year, give or take, to do with the cleanest towns in Ireland. This pretty much the Irish Business Gets Litter survey. And as we see in Ennis in County and Ennis, Kildare, Leixlip, Monaghan too, fifth. Imagine Monaghan, Waterford, Sligo, etc. But Cavan is all the way down. It's now down to 19, which is insane to me. Really, really is. I get into that in a sec, but it's insane. But it's very worrying to see that this is the situation up and down the country, but particularly in Cavan. Just want to speak on Cavan's behalf here. As a citizen of Cavan who pays my taxes and stuff, I think, to be totally honest, straight away, the problem in Cavan is there's no well. I said this before. There's no pride in our county anymore. And the problem is our councillors. Our councillors will not do anything about this. They sit on their hands, pretty much. They're too afraid to pay people nowadays to do any work. We years ago, imagine Cavan used to be one of the most cleanest places in the country. Used to be huge pride in keeping Cavan very clean. Nowadays it's gone to hell, unfortunately. Because there's no pride in our county anymore. There's so many young people I know who say to me there's nothing in Cavan anymore. It's a shithole. There's nothing in Cavan. And it's sad to see that. It's really, really sad. These are people in my secondary school. Even young people nowadays that I know around my local area say it too. There's nothing in Cavan. There's nothing for young people in Cavan. There's no pride. There's nothing at all to take pride in Cavan. We have no sense of pride. And it's important to have a sense of pride. Because that's about keeping your town clean, keeping your town tidy. Taking pride in where you live. Not destroying it. What I'm trying to say is, there's no will with young people particularly, or there's no will across even wider Cavan society, because there's no pride, and that comes from our councillors, our Lord Mayor, etc, etc. There's no will, there's no leadership, what I'm trying to say. There's no leadership to take leadership, because really, in reality, and everybody in Cavan would say, if Monaghan can do it, then Cavan can do it. Simple as that. But the problem here is there's just no will in Cavan. There's simply no will to do it. It can be done. Anything can be done, it can be done. But if there's a will, there has to be a will with our local councillors to do something. And that means pay people to do it, not expect people to go out and do it for nothing. We see this nowadays across our country, that the county councils want people to go out and work for nothing and pretty much do the council's job. It shouldn't be the case. Of course, communities have to do their bit too, of course. But at the end of the day, people pay their taxes for a reason. And their road taxes. Years ago there used to be thousands of councilmen employed. Nowadays you barely get maybe 10 in the local authorities and stuff. It's quite insane if you really ask me. But we have to take pride, because again, unfortunately, we should be one of the best in the country, if not the best. We should be up there with Sligo, with Tullamore, even in Monaghan and Leixlip. But again, the problem is there's no will. There's simply no will. And we need to do better. We do need to do better. We're blessed to live in such a beautiful county. And we should take pride in it, because it's a lovely place to be, and it really is. And to hear so many young people being very disheartened about our county and saying there's no pride in our county. There is no pride in our county anymore. Years ago when I was growing up, there was pride in County Cavan. Nowadays there's none. That's all gone. The days of that, it's gone, unfortunately. And we need to bring it back. We do need to bring it back. And the only way we can do it is elected representatives, our local representatives, even our TDs. But again, no leadership. There's no leadership in this. They should be leading the charge, saying, we're going to revolutionise Cavan in the morning. We're going to get more men employed in the local towns. We're going to do more. But again, there's no such thing as doing more. It's just doing the bare minimum. And that's pretty much it. We can do so much more. We can. But it's about the will. There's no will. The way I see it, and where I see it at the moment. I contributed so much to help out in keeping Cavan and keeping County Cavan clean. I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but we could do so much. But again, it's the fact of the matter, there's no will, and they're not willing to put their hand in the pocket to do it. But I want to just congratulate the top people, because the top towns and cities, because it's important to take pride in your town. It's important. It is really important, not just for environmental standpoint, but a standpoint, and other standpoints too, because it's important to take pride in where you live, because that's where you live, and that's your community, and it's important to take pride, and it's supposed to have a connection to your community, and everybody's connected to the community through their local town, through their village, through their local GA club, whatever it may be. But it is a sin to see that that we should be doing better. We really, really should as a society, not even just speaking on Calvin's behalf, but as a society we should be doing a lot better. But again, as I say, there's so much more we can do, but it's the will. And again, in Calvin, it's the will. Is there a will to do it? Because years ago people done it, and it was well done, but again there was people employed in the councils to do it. There was some tidy towns groups and stuff, but nowadays it's all pretty much everybody has to do things for nothing, which I don't agree with. But of course it's important to do your bit, but at the end of the day, if the local town has to put in the most work, the way I see it. Let me know what you think. But as I say, it is really important to take pride in your local community, and your local town and stuff, and to keep it well and to keep it tidy and have pride in yourself. Not only that, I don't think you have pride in yourself if you don't take pride in your village, in your town, in your country, if you don't have pride in your local community. Because at the end of the day, whatever about your country, your county, your community, your town, your city comes first, because that's where you live. Regardless if you live in Timbuktu, regardless if you live in North Korea, your town, your village, where you live, your surrounding area is the most important thing. And that's the way I see it. Thank you.